I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Hi, I'm Alan Weiss, and this is Writing on the Wall. Before I begin with today's episode, I want to tell you that I'm standing here 3 days after Hurricane Sandy hit the northeast of the United States. I'm originally from Jersey. I now live in Rhode Island, and we were very fortunate. As you can see behind me, everything is fine. In fact, it's a lovely fall day here. But a lot of my friends and acquaintances and people who watch this and read my work were affected. And I want to just say to you, I hope you're seeing this probably 2 or 3 months after the event. I hope you're well. I hope things have recovered. And my heart goes out to all of you who went through such hard times. So thanks for being with me today, and I hope things are better for you. And now this is episode 76, Alan's Stimulus Package. Many years ago, my sister gave me one of her usual bizarre gifts. She gave me a gift of time in a deprivation tank. A deprivation tank is a coffin-like structure. It has about 4 or 5 inches of salt water, heated to body temperature. So you're buoyant, but can't feel anything. The temperature in the deprivation tank is body temperature. So the idea is you can't feel anything or hear anything or see anything or smell anything, and you're in there naked. And I guess you're supposed to come to grips with who you are and meditate and think about things. And so they put you in here, and the term is 45 minutes. That's the duration. And there's an emergency buzzer of some kind, but you really can't see it in the dark. And they said, just relax, sit back, it takes a while to get used to. And so as I lie in this deprivation tank, I wasn't able to think of anything. And I started to think about the tank. And it occurred to me suddenly that 45 minutes had elapsed. And I was probably moving on an hour or more, and something had gone drastically wrong. And I was wondering if I could even open the door. I was wondering how long the oxygen would last. So I started banging on the wall. It did nothing. And I reached up and I found a handle. And I opened the tank. And I started to scream to get help. And somebody came running in the room and said, "What's happened? What's happened?" I said, "You've forgotten me." And she looked up at the clock, and I had been in there for 8 minutes. Now, I tell you this because I think we all need stimuli to live. I know I do. No stimuli is not good. That's why you need a stimulus package. The people in TSA, watching these screens all day, luggage moving through all day, fall asleep on the job. I mean, figuratively. Just 2 weeks ago, there was a report of a woman who had a loaded pistol in her briefcase and went somewhere on a plane, came back on a plane, and only when she came back did she realize the pistol was in there. She'd forgotten it. And so she showed it to someone. She fessed up. She said, "Look, I'm sorry." And all the bells and whistles then went off, but everybody had missed it. Students fall asleep in class all the time. I know I did on more than one occasion. I'm sure you did too, hopefully never with me. But that's because there's no stimulus. It's a droning, monotonous voice talking about philosophy in the 18th century in Middle Europe. I've fallen asleep during interviews. I was interviewing someone once, thankfully by phone, and they were giving me one of these long-winded responses, the history of their lives, the history of the world. And suddenly I woke up because there was silence. There was nothing droning in my ear. And that's what woke me up. And they said, "Are you all right?" There was a silence. I said, "That was so deep, I was contemplating what you said." Look, we're all refugees from the 9-to-5 world. My suggestion to you is this. Keep the stimuli going in your life. Work in chunks. Vary your day. Do chunks of long-term projects. Play, debate, discuss. Do quick projects. Go on errands. Spend time thinking. Just play with the dogs. Play with the goldfish. Whatever your bent is. But break up your day. Listen to me. There's little differentiation between a groove and a rut. A lot of people say, "I'm in the groove." I got news for you. You're not in a groove, you're in a rut. So vary your days, change your emphasis, alter your patterns. You don't need the government stimulus. You need your own stimulus. Marshall McLuhan, who is famous for "The medium is the message," said something that I think was much more profound. He said, "The price of eternal vigilance is indifference." We can't be eternally vigilant. We have to have variety. We have to shake ourselves up. You know, dogs sleep 18 hours a day just to make sure they're ready for those 6 hours of action. See you next month.